This is Bob Sansevier. I'm here with Pioneer Press Deputy Sports Editor John Plume. The news of the day is what's happened with Joe Nathan. He has a serious elbow injury, an ulnar collateral ligament. Most likely will have surgery. There's talk about him waiting a couple of weeks, seeing if he could pitch. I don't think there's much, if any, chance of that happening. I just think it's maybe mentally getting him into the mode that he's going to have surgery. And this is not just, surgery would not just be season-ending. It likely would be career-ending. So, he's 36 now. He'd be coming back at 38 to try to get his career going again.
Likely his career would be over if he has the surgery. The recuperation for a Tommy John surgery is 2 years. This has to be a huge blow to the Twins. A lot of optimism going into the season with all the moves that Bill Smith made during the offseason, acquiring J.J. Hardy, acquiring Orlando Hudson. They're in the middle of negotiations with Joe Mauer, and then for this to happen. So it's going to be interesting how the Twins respond to this and what the solution is to take up those innings that Nathan gave them.
It's terrible news because, he's one of the best closers in baseball. But I do think they don't have to go into a panic mode and go outside the organization. There are candidates. They just have to decide who's the best one. Is it Matt Guerrier? Is it John Rauch, who had 18 saves back in 08 for, most of them with Washington, 17 with Washington, 1 with Arizona? Do you think about putting Liriano at the back end? Right now, I would say, the other one, if Pat Neshek had pitched a little bit more, if he wasn't coming off of serious, a serious rehab and injury himself, he might be the most logical guy. But I think they're probably going to be a little cautious with him, too. So Matt Guerrier, after the year he had last year, he might be the guy that gets the first crack at it, him or Rauch.
I think the likely scenario is Rauch will get the first crack at it. He has 26 career saves, the most on the staff. And I think Mijares.
Mijares is another one. Yeah, that's
I think
possible.
He's probably the heir apparent in that role. Don't forget about Glenn Perkins. He has some experience as a relief pitcher. I think one guy you won't see in that role, just because I think he's going to have an outstanding year as a starting pitcher, is Francisco Liriano. The guy's been downright dominant in spring training. He was dominant in the Dominican League over the winter.
Certainly not devastating news because I think they do have some options, and we'll obviously be keeping an eye on the Twins and see how this plays itself out. This is Bob with John Plume.